The investigation into the terror attacks in Brussels tonight taking a chilling nuclear twist, while the community of Molenbeek, which many call a jihadi enclave, feels misunderstood. And yet one victim of the terror, the pro basketball player whose poignant image touched hearts around the world, shares his experience in the moments after the airport bombing. Here's ABC's chief foreign correspondent, Terry Moran.
The blast is just, it happens so quick. It's just a deafening, and the ceiling starts falling, and so you don't really know what's happening.
Tonight in a Brussels hospital, Sebastian Ballan says he is lucky to be alive. He was hit by the bomb blasts during Tuesday's terrorist attacks at the airport here.
Because I fell to the ground, when the second explosion went off, all the shrapnel missed me, I think. But my leg was just completely severed. I was just in shock. I remember trying to get up and try and move as quick as I could, but I couldn't move anything.
We visited the former Oakland University basketball player.
The whole time I was just trying to, I told myself, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it. And when I got to I got in that ambulance, then I knew I was good. But until then, I got no idea.
Brussels is wounded too, and the city is now trying to recover as well following the attacks at the Brussels airport and at the Molenbeek train station that killed at least 31 people and left at least 300 injured. Day and night here now, the raids, the searches, the deployments continue. We were there on the streets as the police activity intensified tonight. The police have been on the scene here now for several hours. They've cordoned off the street and they took one suspect out of a house down there. This is the kind of raid that's been going on in these neighborhoods for months. It's impossible to say right now whether this represents a major break in the case of the attacks here in Brussels or whether this is just more of counterterrorism whack-a-mole. Police tonight are still actively searching for two suspects, the man seen here in this photo, and another suspect seen on CCTV footage inside the Malbec subway station with bomber Khalid al-Bakraoui. Security sources now reveal brothers Khalid and Ibrahim al-Bakraoui had been spying on a top Belgian nuclear scientist using a hidden camera to film him. 10 hours of video has been discovered. 6 people were arrested tonight in raids across the city. And then word of a mall being evacuated. We rushed to the scene. There's a bomb?
Yeah, they think.
It's a suspicious package left behind in the parking lot. They are taking no chances. That's a robot back there. The police have set up a perimeter around this mall, cleared it out. The city is on edge, and that robot is going in now to check it out. A controlled explosion, no bomb. This is life in Brussels now, life during wartime, for that is what it is. And this is a main battleground. Molenbeek, the gritty neighborhood, mostly Muslim, which has spawned so much terror, linked to attacks in Spain in 2004, Paris in January 2015, and last November, and now Brussels itself. But know this, almost everyone we meet here wants nothing to do with terror, and they hate the reputation they now have around the world. This neighborhood, the main Muslim neighborhood in Brussels, has been the focus of relentless law enforcement activity since the Paris attacks last November. Raid after raid after raid. And after the attacks here this week, that has just intensified. Hassan Rahali is a community leader here, a city council member and local businessman. We wanted to know what's gone wrong in Molenbeek and in Belgium.
I grew up here. I'm the third generation. My children are the third generation. This is our country. This is our home.
But what about Molenbeek? Honeycombed with hideouts, it seems. Just last week, suspected Paris attacker Salah Abdeslam was captured a few yards away from where we sit. Would ordinary people in this neighborhood take him in and hide him?
Terry, what question is that? And you tell me like if we know if there is Abdeslam somewhere here in this area, we will just say, okay, no problem, leave him, the poor guy. He's not the poor guy, he's a terrorist, he's a terrorist. And even he was my own son, I will just take him from his hair, if he has hair, and we'll take him to the police.
Hassan is a devout Muslim and a Belgian patriot, but he says there is no trust between the communities here, and that must change.
It's never too late. It's why I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic, to be honest with you. It's time to live together.
Terrorism has many causes, but the havoc and wreckage it wreaks comes one victim, one family at a time. In the hospital tonight, David Muir asks Sebastian Balan about his struggle with the trauma and the long road ahead.
In the moment, you're thinking about your wife and your kids?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I just didn't want my girls to grow up without a dad, you know. It's funny how many things you think of, you know. Like I started playing tennis with my oldest one, my 7-year-old. She's a hell of a tennis player.
And your leg is going to be okay, do you think?
Yeah, I think you know, I'm not going to be playing tennis tomorrow, you know, but
She'll have to wait for the
she'll
coaching.
have to wait.
Balan hopes to be reunited with his family soon. So many remain missing. And in this 21st century war of terror, there is no end in sight. For Nightline, I'm Terry Moran in Brussels.
Our thanks to the ABC team in Brussels for our ongoing coverage.